I'm Mino.
Bad friend. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dr. Matt Unfiltered. Today, we are going to talk about the entirety of the LIVIT Performance System. How are you doing? I got my buddy, Dr. Jake here. My buddy. My little buddy.
We're
Jake.
friends. We're guys. We're buddies. We're bros.
My little buddy, Jake.
I'm doing good.
Of my Activate and Recover.
Yes. Yeah, I have started to put those together like we were talking about. And dude,
great, doesn't it?
It tastes like...
Yeah.
It tastes like orange juice on steroids. Like it's orange juice, but it's got a little extra kick to it. And I got to say, I love each individual one by itself because like at night you'll take to Recover by itself.
Of course, yeah.
But I don't. I really look forward to that first morning drink of them combined. That's nice.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
Do you go 1 and 1 or do you go Activate 1 half Recover?
Oh, I'm 1 and 1.
Oh, see, I go half because I usually do it before I work out. So I'll take some of the aminos before and then I'll hit them after. Never tried 1 and 1. That's sick, dude.
Would it be this way? Does that make sense?
That would, yes, that would make sense. You don't want it upside down because then it's hard to read.
Right. Yeah, we got new shakers coming in. That's soon to be coming, I guess, for lack of a better term. We have them, but we are not.
We have them, but you don't have them yet.
Yeah, I have them.
Yes, Matt likes to hoard all the cool new stuff. I got my
standard little water bottle.
Yeah, I haven't worked out yet, so I don't want to. You know, I like to drink it right before I go because it gives me that placebo as if I'm taking like a heavy duty pump, pre-workout.
Yeah.
So if I take it in the morning like my coffee, like yes, I'm ready to go, but then like I don't get that hit right before, and I just like to get myself all jacked up before I go.
Yeah, you're one of those high stim guys.
I used to be such a high stim, and I was actually telling Mark behind the scenes before we started that it was weird, but I don't feel like I've lost that. And that's why I like to take it before I go work out. Cause I didn't lose that like, oh shit. Okay. It's go time,
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. Cause I was expecting to, with the guarana being the slow release and not having 350 milligrams of caffeine, but I still get kind of jazzed a little bit. And I like it.
Yeah. There's a lot more to those pre-workouts than just caffeine. It's, when you design it properly, you're still going to get that like excitement or that energy rush. It's just not going to be, you're not going to get the crash.
That's right. It's not going to be fleeting.
Yep. And with that, it's going to give you longer sustainable energy. So happy Labor Day weekend, by the way.
Yeah. Happy freaking Labor Day.
Yeah. So, all right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go through the LIVIT lifestyle guide and the LIVIT 90, which is our 90-day challenge. Plus, it's like a weird implementation. I don't want to say weird, but we structured it in a way to make people more what's the word?
Successful?
More successful with it. And while also giving them rules and set stone and how we do this and how we do X and Y and Z. And then we give you all of the information within the lifestyle guide. There are some other things that we're going to attach to this. We're going to make we just have some other stuff that we're going to attach to this that will come with this whole total package. Now, this was designed, let's start here. This was designed for athletes that are looking to take that next step, right? Like, or if you're working out or whatever it is and you want to trim down, you want to gain mass, whatever it is. Remember, always most of the stuff that we create is wrestling focus, because that's where I live. That's what I do. But MMA, if you're in jiu-jitsu, any of those things, this is really going to be a guide to get you set up to achieve the goals that you're looking for. And how we kind of thought through this was there's a lot of information out there, right? We see all these challenges, think 75 hard, think of these other challenges. A lot of them aren't overly specific to the person. And we wanted to make something that you as an individual could make specific to yourself and then allow you to follow for the eternity of the challenge. Okay. So we actually in the beginning chunked it up. We give you all of the information on the lifestyle guide. And then I think it's great, obviously.
Absolutely.
Probably the best challenge, or I don't want to even call it a challenge. It's almost like what I did.
A lifestyle reset. It's like
like what we did was we looked at like what we did in our clinic and we're like, okay, if we were going to give something to our clients or our patients and how have them take control of their health and make it super simple, super easy, and super straightforward, this is what we would do. So we took all of our knowledge, all of Jake's knowledge in that big old brain of his, all of my knowledge, and kind of meshed them together. So a lot of it we're going to talk about, like your goals for fitness, how you lift, how you train, how you eat, how you think, how you, those pieces all kind of lumped in to one big challenge. And then it breaks down to become very specific based around how we mapped it out. Like, any thoughts on that?
I just, yeah, look, when you were saying it's able to
Terrible
be,
transition.
when
Any
you say
thoughts on
it's
that?
able to, like, you're able to morph it to you.
Yeah.
What I thought with a lot of the different challenges that are out there is you kind of have to assimilate to it. And they
Yeah.
almost use that as like, oh man, you need to become this thing for discipline, which, okay, fair, but that's not going to be life sustainable, right? You're not going to
Yeah.
always be doing something that's not you. You're going to do it for 75 hard, right? 75 days. And then you kind of trickle back into whatever you're doing. And that's why we don't call this a challenge. It's because it's not something that we're going to challenge you to do for 90 days and then go back to whatever. We want you to do it, and then that's how you live it. So if you can make it to you, if you can morph it into what you want, I mean, boom, then it's
Yeah.
just, then it's a forever thing.
It is. And that's what it's all about, building the habits, building the systems, building in your life. Because when we talk to our patients, it's not about, I'm going to put you on this crash diet or I'm going to
Mhm.
put you on this crazy thing for this period of time so we can get better. No, it's like, we're going to teach you how to live a lifestyle that's healthy.
Mhm.
And that's
And
good for
yeah.
you. That helps you reach your goals.
And it's like all aspects of health. Cause like we'll talk about, and I mean, not to go too in depth, but like not just eating and working out and calories, but different aspects of health that, I mean, even before we were specifically at the LIVIT podcast, you know, when we were back doing other stuff, we were talking about all aspects of health and
Mhm.
estrogenation and all this other stuff that we're going to kind of take into account. That also goes into this challenge, not super heavy. So we're taking away from what it is, because it is designed for athletes and physical
Yeah.
performance, but little things that will make a difference and give you, you know, a 1% edge above someone who's not necessarily doing these couple extra things.
Yeah. And it pairs really well with the supplements. And that's what we're talking about
Very
when we
well,
talk
very
about the entire LIVIT Performance System. Is it's not just here, take this supplement. And our supplements are stacked in a way to be synergistic and work together. We've talked about that ad nauseum, right?
Yep.
But this was the other piece, that live at 90. We have to live the lifestyle. We have to do the right things in order to get the most out of the supplements as well. So
Mhm.
it's all packaged into one beautiful thing saying, hey, if you live this way, you take these things, you do this thing, you do all of this stuff, you're more likely to achieve your goals.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So without further ado,
Let's dive in.
let's dive in. All right, I'm going to share my screen.
Sweet.
Bear with me.
Some technical difficulties.
No technical difficulties. Just takes time.
There
So
it
this would
is.
be the Live It Lifestyle Guide.
Look at how pretty that is with that big old stamp on there. Hot dang.
I know, right? And then it goes down to here.
Oh shit.
I know. I'm basically a Canva whiz.
It looks good. It do be looking good.
It does. It does. I was pretty happy with how it turned out as far as the look. Although this is totally a side tangent. There are printers that do not print, like non-borderless printers.
Oh.
I bought a printer just because I need it for packing slips and all that fun stuff. And it will not print this all the way out to the sides, which I did not know was a thing. I thought printers just printed.
Yeah, whatever's on the page, do that.
Yeah. So our printer does not do.
So does it cut off the top part of the circle of LIVIT and you just get like,
No, it shrinks it down into the borders in which the printer will print. It's really bizarre.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is I did not do a inkjet. I did a laser.
You bought an anti-LIVIT printer? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Did you know that it was just going to totally jack up our stuff? That printer is not living it at all.
It is not. It's also only monochrome. You know why?
Why?
Because we don't see color. Anyways, the Live It Lifestyle Guide is here. Okay, so this is more than just an supplement brand. This is your hype up page, right? It's kind of going to build, sharpen your mindset, develop your habits of elite athletes, feel your body. So if we broke this out, we broke it out into pillars. How do we think? How do we eat? How do we train? How do we recover? Right? That's the main 4 things that we want to accomplish: is train at a high level, recover at a high level. In order to do those 2 things, we have to think right and we have to eat right. Make sense?
And I feel like that might be a lot of what other challenges might miss, is the recovery piece, right? And that's what we've been talking about. That's kind of what we're standing on here, right? Where our system keeps you in a constant state of recovery, but we also put it in here. Here's some extra tips on how to recover, where other ones are just like, eat right, get your protein in, and just push. But like, what do you do on the back end? So the people are just going home, laying on the couch. Maybe they're eating right, but they're not doing jack. And then they come in the next day and like, I'm totally messed up and my body's deteriorating in me and I can't make it through the 75 hard. So I don't know, it just doesn't work.
And I think that's another huge talking point that you and I can touch on and interject right here is it's not just like so you also get our workout guide with this. So you will get our workout plan, which we are not going to show you on here just because of logistics. But we've added extra days to that in order to facilitate recovery. So it's not like if I work out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we added a Wednesday of mobile recovery day. And we
Active
add things in
recovery.
on Saturday and Sunday for just like movement. Just keep moving. Just do X, Y, Z. Here's things that you can do to recover on those off days to increase that speed in which you can get back into those lifts and do those things. Because when we work out, we want high intensity, right? We don't want to be, oh, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
hi guys, I'm just here, just taking a little, video of myself in the gym.
Yeah.
Taking a couple butt pics in the mirror, and then I'm gonna leave.
No, I do that, but anyway.
I could only imagine. Glutes are on fleek today.
Dr. Matt got back. Anyways, so here's what the guide's for. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we have our code, right? The 10 key principles in which we think of when we go through how we want to think, right? So discipline over motivation. We want to show up every day. We don't want motivation goes away. Discipline does not. We have to build discipline in order to achieve our goals. Mindset over drives performance. So how you think dictates how well you do. You have to respect the process. You have to understand that it will take time and you have to enjoy that journey. Like we always say, keep on learning and
enjoy the journey.
Train with intent, adapt and overcome to any stressors or setbacks, control the controllables.
This is kind of a big one right there. Control the controllables. And that's like any aspect of life, right? If you're at work, if you're at whatever, something doesn't go your way, you can't always control how it's going to go, but you can control how you respond to it and your attitude about it. And I feel like that's a huge piece for, again, in performance, like on a wrestling match, right? You can't control necessarily if you find yourself in a position where you're maybe struggling to get out. But someone like me, who's not wrestling background, and I have a little bit of claustrophobia stuff going on, I would lose my shit. I would freak out. I would go nuts. But I'm sure someone like you or someone who's more trained and disciplined knows not to freak out in that situation, again, as one example. But just control your mind. Don't let it spiral out of control on you.
I thought about that a lot back in the day. Like when you would get in period positions, you just freak out.
Oh, I hate that.
Most of the time it ended up bad. And then people would talk about, like, oh, I just hate being on my back. Like, yeah, I get that. But sometimes it's like, what are the tactical things that I have to do to get off my back?
Right. Think about it step by step.
Yep. Freaking out. And I remember I was a big fueler of just like anger. I don't know if that's how we say it, but a lot of my success.
You wrestled upset. You were just,
yes,
straight raw intensity and just seeing red and go kick their ass.
Yes. And I remember when I got real good was when I started to think, well, I can't just be a psychopath. Like I gotta focus in here, do the right things. You know what I mean? Be a robot.
Yeah.
So the next thing is that feel for your fight. So make sure we're eating the right and doing the right things that way. Recovery is training. It's probably the missing piece that most people forget to do is actually take care of their bodies outside of just training.
And you were kind of even talking about that was your big one of your big things in wrestling is you didn't really recover too much. You just like the typical party lifestyle, eat some fast food, and you just had that raw talent. So you made it as far as you did. But like, dude, if I recovered, it could have been pretty crazy.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
As Mark would say, pissed it all away.
Pissed it all away.
So anyways.
Oh man, could have been something, but now we're here.
Yeah. Other than that, so you got to surround yourself with excellent people, and that's part of it, right? Like being around great people, you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, and then own the lifestyle. Like that's the full on. You have to commit to this, right? So that's our creed or our code, the 10 key things that we are going to bounce off of. And we're not going to go through every one of these things. I just kind of wanted to introduce it and say, okay, we're done. Here's all of the stuff that we have.
And look how pretty it looks.
So then we talk about mental resilience. So there's all of this information in here. The art of showing up, why it works, the power of community environment.
I got to say, when I was reading this, even though like it's our thing, right? And I was like proofreading it, and I wasn't like reading it as in someone who was about to jump in, a month ago when we were developing it. But as I was going through and I was reading it, and just like the phrasing and how it's set up, and just how it definitely makes sense and is completely integratable into what you're doing. every time I read this through to proofread it, I would just get a little bit more jazz amped up, and I'm like, right,
let's go.
And I was like, man, I wish it wasn't like 7 or 8 p.m. at night right now, because if I read this, I would just go get after it at the gym.
Yeah.
But it definitely is. It reads in a way that you're gonna feel some type of way about it, and that's cool. It's not just, again, it's not robotic in the way you read it, but like it's got some heart, it's got some soul, it's got some human in it, you know?
Yeah, we put a lot of time into it, and like a lot of this is going to come back to, remember, this is just the information. This is just the pieces that you need in order to do the next phase, which is the LIVIT 90.
Yep.
The next phase is really cool too.
Mhm.
So that talks about that, and then we talk about training and how we have to build that base and injury prevention. And then we build on strength and power, and then on the top of that, we build in the competition simulation and conditioning to make sure that we're at our peak performance. So it talks about the different exercises and stuff that are in our programs that we've built over the last couple, it's been 6-7 months now.
It's definitely been a long time coming, and it's super exciting to be where we are now finally.
Yeah. And I think this is really cool how we tiered it out. So we want to build foundational strength. And then on top of that, we put functional strength, and then we want a peak or power phase. So we get into more of the heavy lifts, explosive training.
And I've been looking at like just to develop more into the workouts with different phases, because we have the initial one right now, but of course we want to build for different avenues and different phases, whatever. And I've been looking at a lot of different like highly elite trainers for high sports athletes or power lifters, and whether it's athletic based or powerlifting based, a lot of really high level athletes and trainers will use that same system, which like, so it's there's really nothing that tops it. You know, no one's found like, oh, this one is better than that one. And it makes sense, right? You got to build yourself up from your core to be able to do bigger stuff. Otherwise, if you just jump into a heavy back squat, you're going to throw your back out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So build that foundation. This is how we, a great example would be Zercher into front, into back, and then recycle. And you 1 rep max, and you track your progress, which I believe is in here too. There's so many pages.
Yeah, that one, or it's in the LIVIT 90. You want to track it every so often. Again, kind of figure where you're at, because if you're doing your workouts based off your percentage 1 rep max, and you haven't 1 rep max in 3-4 months, you might just be less optimally training. Yeah.
And then, big thing here is balance your push and pull. Like we are so push heavy in society.
Dude, and people walk around like gorillas.
Yeah, just unreal.
Yeah. Have no back, but all shoulders.
So we did a lot of pull in ours, which we've been learning. And we actually you and I just had a long conversation about this the other day, was different benchmarks that we should be reaching for our athletic standards.
Yep. Just for true balance, which we're
going to start incorporating some of that stuff.
It was really cool. It made you think in a different way.
Yeah.
But it makes, once you hear the two pieces, like, oh, that easily connects. But it was really cool to have those, feats of strength, feats of balance type tests. Like, if you can do this, you should be able to do this. Otherwise, you got to work on this piece before getting back to the big one.
Yeah. And that's what builds a balanced athlete. So we're going to put a lot of that stuff in there as well. This is obviously, like, dude, with saying that right there, is we are still developing and still growing and still coming up with stuff. Like, this is not like finalized and set in stone. This is our starting place, and we're going to keep growing from here and still add more and more stuff. Like, and we'll talk more about, I don't want to like give everything away.
No, absolutely. No way. This is just a little teaser, a little taste test.
Yeah. And then here's your built-in progression and feedback. Make sure you're checking yourself. Make sure you have a system in place. And then we have all of this talking about recovery, your post-training, your off-day recovery,
but also just like recovery. It gives you definitions of stuff, right? If you're someone coming in cold, if in middle school and you don't have a whole lot of whatever, if you're in high school and you're just getting new to lifting, or you're picking up a new something, or you just don't, lifting well or training well, but you don't know really the macros and the diet and all that stuff, recovery and hydration, it breaks it out. So this is a phenomenal thing to read. So you know what we're referring to and what the terms mean when we get into the 90. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like a glossary. Some of these pages are phenomenal with all those definitions.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff. So low intensity cardio, like, what is that? Full mobility circuit. Talking about that. Words are tough for me today.
Yeah, that activate must be really getting you.
I'm fucking jacked.
Me and my friend would make a funny joke when we were high stim guys, of course. Yeah. We would take that high stim and we'd just be all jazzed up, and then we'd be like messing up our words and like doing stupid like math. Like if we were like just BSing back and forth, we'd make stupid mistakes when we are doing math. And it was like, ah, man, the muscles around the brains are off. All my blood's in my muscles. I can't think anymore. It was just a big meathead thing we'd say. So that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah. So anyways, then we get into your diet or like your lifestyle. I got to change that word. Like here, eat for performance, nutrient dense foods, time and nutrition. We have our recovery plate. So what is protein? What is carbs?
And why are they important?
Yes. Why are they important? Then we have a whole piece on hydration here. Then we have foods to avoid. And a lot of this stuff came in on the LIVIT 90, which we'll talk about here in a second, because I have a list on there of here's what you should eat. Here's what you don't eat.
Yep. Yeah. That's huge. That's going to help a lot of people.
So we want to avoid some of these things. And then we have a section on performance supplements. Obviously.
Yep.
You should take LIVIT Activate and Recover and Recharge, but
best ones on the market.
Best ones on the
we
market.
Think.
We did talk like there's just a lot in here.
There's a good amount. And I mean, it's if even when I was reading it, like there's a lot of information, so you're going to kind of gloss over eventually. So I wouldn't expect that you could just sit down, read through this one in one sitting.
Yeah.
If you don't have a high understanding of it and get it all in, because it's just going to be information overload. So like take it in chunks. If read it here and there. Don't expect like, oh, I'm going to start my workout of the LIVIT 90 tomorrow. So tonight I'm just going to run through this thing quick and then read the LIVIT 90 and just go for it. You're going to be spinning. So give yourself a little bit of time, but it's good that it's so jam-packed with good stuff.
Yeah, and we're going to start that. I don't want to give that away quite yet, but yeah, we will come back to that point because that's a huge point. So remember that. Jot that down somewhere. So anyways, it's up here.
Yeah.
So then we also talk about the power of routines, like how you should start your day, like when you train, all of that fun stuff, and then sleep and recovery, which we did a big,
as it should be. It's massive, and it's very underrepresented in a lot of these things.
Yeah. So think of this as like your dictionary, right? Like this is all of the information that we need, and now we can take this and apply this over to LIVIT 90, which I'll pull up now. Now, LIVIT 90 was kind of based around, well, it wasn't really based. We kind of had this idea and we kind of built this. And then someone said, well, did you know about 75 hard? And I was like, no, I didn't. So,
you didn't know about 75 hard? What the?
Well, if you remember, I was really into healthcare. That was my thing. So, no, I did not. But I think I kind of had heard about it, but I didn't really know.
Didn't you listen to the Andy Frisella podcast?
I did towards the middle of starting all of this.
Oh,
yeah, it was not. I did not listen to him until I learned what First Form was, because I didn't know what First Form was either. Because I didn't take supplements, like performance supplements.
Right.
I had herbs and different things like that.
Yeah.
So this is your LIVIT 90. This is the standard little message from Dr. Matt. Husband, father, coach, chiropractor. There was too many things.
Yeah, dude. That could have been the entire page of just what he is, but he had to dial it down.
Well, my first draft. This is funny. My first draft, I had father, coach, competitor. My Chloe looks at it and goes, "Are you not a husband?"
Ooh.
Like, oh, whoops, gotta change that.
Let's gotta put that in there.
Yeah. So, little message for you. Okay, so here's how this works. We break it out into a 30-day and then a 60-day. So the 30-day, similar to how you work out and how you build muscle, you should build a foundation. So we're really like how we had it when we first started talking was a 30-day implementation guide with a 60-day challenge. So we lumped it together and said LIVIT 90 because it's 90 days. Our workout is also
90 days.
Yeah. Hey. So it makes sense, right? You know what my football number was in high school?
45.
90.
I think.
Do you know what my youth club for wrestling's colors were?
Can't be 90 because that's not a color. Gold and black.
Gold.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy if you think
it's all leading up to this.
Yes.
I think the aliens probably implanted you to do this. Like, this is what you should be doing.
Do this.
Do dance, little puppet man.
Yeah. So we have our 30 days of foundation work, and then we have the 60 days of challenge mode. So 30 days is really about implementing things, and we broke it out into weekly stuff. Like, here's what we're going to tackle this week, and then this week, and then we have 4 weeks of that, essentially, that add up to about the 30 days. The fourth week is like 8-9 days. So it's 7, 7, 7, 9. Because that's how you get to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a week, really. You're lying to them.
It's a little over a week. Well,
Matt has a whole spiel.
Calendar was right.
I was going to say a whole spiel that this whole week thing being 7 days or whatever.
If we had 13 months, we'd have 28 days in every month.
Oh,
And every
man.
week would be 7 weeks, and we'd have 4 weeks in every month, not 4.3 weeks like we currently have. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Matt's been writing up a lot of legislation for, the government and really trying to get this pushed.
I did try to get cocaine legalized too, right, Mark?
Performance-based, of course.
No, it was for end of life use. So, anyways,
Probably a
what
good
you'll gain.
caveat to put in there.
Yes.
Don't leave that hanging.
Anyways, what you'll gain is this. So let's talk about it. We have phase 1, which is build a base. We talk about that there. So we start with mindset. So here's all the things that we're going to do. Wake up, implement 15 minutes of sunlight exposure to the best of our abilities. Here's our daily habits to implement that week, journaling, yada, yada, yada. Make sure our mindset's on point.
It's
And
set
then
up in a really nice way where
Yeah, go
it
ahead.
gives you like the intro. This is what it is. This is kind of why we're doing it. This is what it means. This is what you should do. And then that second page where it just kind of breaks it out and like, okay, if I want a quick reference guide, go back. Oh crap, I have to read through everything. No, you just go right there. You read everything. And then that second page, if you want to scroll down one, yeah, right there. Boom. It's like, okay, this is what I have to do. So if I want to
Yeah.
go back and it's week 4, but I forgot what the third thing is. Boom, you go right here. You don't have to read through everything again and just get all annoyed.
Yeah. So it's boom. I thought
Beautifully
this
set
was
up.
really cool too. So like your personal standard. I love this. Like, what are the 3 words you live by? So there's some description on there. You can see mine are learn, love, and inspire.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have the necklace that I wear, has the words on there. It's a reminder every day, be a good person. Because those little things matter. Like people don't like, oh, you have to have words. Like, dude, like, you don't realize how much those impact you. Mark always says thoughts have feelings. What's Mark always say?
Thoughts.
Thoughts have power. Power have thoughts.
Gravitational pull around those feelings, and
That's
then
if the Earth's flat.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then the
something with
spaceship
gravity.
runs on the thoughts and the feelings that you love. So
there's
if you love enough, you can go to the moon, I think.
aliens.
Yeah.
Something aliens. Yeah.
Tractor beam.
Something.
Yeah, he's
So
something,
anyways.
but learn, love, and inspire gets you a tractor beam.
Yeah. It gets you a live at 90. So week 2 then is about movement. So it's kind of talking about you got to move your body at least 45 minutes every day. That could be, like we said, active recovery, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of conditioning, stretching, whatever.
Could be,
that is.
stretching. Go 20-minute
Walking.
stretch and then go for 25-minute walk.
Mobility circuits, which we're going to have in our workout program.
Yep.
All that fun stuff. And then 4 of those 7 days must be moderate to high intensity. So as Jake described it, which I love the scale, like you put that in there. On a scale of 0 to 10, you should be at least a 6 or 7 as far as like physically spent. Like how much are you challenging yourself? And then this was you as well. Intensity is relative. What matters is that you're honest, right?
Because you could say,
yourself.
Right. You're not reporting back to anyone other than yourself. So you could put yourself a 4 and be like, oh yeah, maybe it was moderate, but was it really though? Like at the end of the day, we're not going to be reaching like, oh man, it hurt us in some way because you didn't do it the right way. You're just not going to have the benefit. So you do whatever you do. And that's that first week is discipline mindset. Are you going to have the mindset to put yourself? If not, I mean, that's on you. That's something you got to work on.
Yeah. We are not individual one-on-one personal trainers.
No.
So we are not going to do that. We are thinking we are going to do a Facebook group.
Yep.
To start. So
maybe they can hold you honest.
Yeah. Okay. So then it talks about you have to keep stacking. So you keep stacking those things that you had from week 1, stack on top of the things from week 2. So now we're keep moving forward. Make sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. So then we move into week 3, which is about our fuel. So this is where we just our goal is to eliminate all of the bad stuff. Right. So remove inflammatory processed ingredients. Here's the things that we should remove.
Yep.
Here's what you can eat. We did a whole sheet here. This is really cool. So here are the things that we should be eating. Here are the things that we should not be eating.
Candy, junk, anything packaged, anything frozen that you can reheat in the microwave. Get that out of there. Eat real food, dense food. Make, get a list of a recipe, get all the ingredients and then make it. Don't just buy some pre-made thing at the store.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that. And then carry that forward on top. And then we get into week 4. And this was something that Jake and I put together that I thought was just really cool. And it's really going to make it more specific to you. Even on the hydration piece, it makes it more specific to you. So when we talk about hydration, you'll see it in there. It's not just drink half your body weight in ounces, but also replace the stuff that you lost and then replace those electrolytes that you lost as well. So we have calculators and stuff that you'll have that you can work through on that. But even here, it's like pick your goal. So we came up with 4 goals. Now, again, this is pretty much designed around wrestling.
Absolutely. That's our basis, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of where we're starting with everything. So it makes
Yes.
sense.
So we broke it out into 4 goals. You have your off season or your muscle gain. So here's how I should eat if I want to gain muscle, build muscle, X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
Preseason conditioning, so getting in wrestling shape. How we should maintain that during season or in competition, and then postseason recovery. So like those first couple months after
Mhm.
a long season, here are the things that we should do in order to make sure we can get back and then go back into this. So if you look at it, it's really broken out in cycles. So we'll break it out in the yearly cycle for wrestling. So
Mhm.
you're in season, you're competing, you're done. You go into the postseason recovery, you get your stuff right, get your body back in shape or back to, fully recovered. And then we
Mhm.
go right into muscle gain. And then we go right into preseason conditioning. So you can see how it's kind of just
Yeah.
based around where you are
And
in
if
the
you
year.
think these 4 phases kind of follow every sport,
Goals.
everything, right? Like even if you're MMA and you're training for a fight,
Yep.
you're kind of building up your bulking and then you want to cut down for the fight, then you're in the fight and then you're recovering after the fight. So all these phases could be morphed to any competition, any sport, but
Yeah.
the specifics at which we do our protein breakdown and then the recover versus the recharge to not have all the excess body weight from water with the creatine, that's all specific to wrestling. But if you
Yes.
know enough to be dangerous, you could take this mindset or this breakdown, and you could put it into wrestling or basketball or track, whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah. So let's go through just one of the goals because this is kind of how it's set up, right? So you have your goal: build lean muscle mass, maximize strength, and support recovery from heavy training. So we want to be at a 500 kilocalorie surplus. And then here's how we would break that out, right? Into your carbs, your protein, your fat. Remember, you can always go back to the lifestyle guide to figure out what these are, right? And then here's when we should distribute that: carb timing, and then hydration maxed in there. And then obviously take LIVIT, recover, and recharge.
Absolutely.
So add your carbs and protein on heavy lifting
Otherwise, are
days.
you really living it?
Yeah, really. Yeah. So that's kind of how we broke it out for each one of these phases based around what we found through research and kind of how it mapped out for these kind of things. All right. So now we do that for another week. So we're kind of dialing in how we should live our lives for the next 60 days. Now we get to the 60-day challenge. Now it's time to show up, right? So there's a little pep talk for you. A little pep talk there too. Boom. Here's the golden rule: no excuses, no explanations, no redos. If you screw up, you start over.
Boom.
Right? So no missed days.
You're 2.5 weeks in and you're going out and man, you have a shot. You go out and drinking a little bit. Dude, that's part of it. No alcohol. No alcohol. That starts over.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So no missed days. If you miss up, back to day one. You might have to change your goals, right? Like if you screw up, you know
enough.
You're
like I just can't make it through. Then maybe you're setting your goals too high.
60 days before X, Y, and Z. Complete your daily workout. Follow the meal plan or your meal goal, your goal with precision. We should probably change that word to share.
Sure.
Hydrate with purpose. No alcohol, vape products, cold or recovery protocols. So make sure you're recovering, doing these things. Mindset work daily. Wake up the same time every day. Lights out by 10 p.m. And we have a social media limit, which I really loved that. So no social media 30 minutes after waking and 60 minutes before bed.
And if you think about it, probably everyone who is on their phone or like uses it to some extent, that's probably what they do to wind down at night. They watch TV and then they go in their bed after watching TV and they scroll their phone for like however long. And sometimes you get the doom scroll and they're on there for 2 hours. So one, you're not getting sleep. But then we talked about how the longer you have that blue light in your face, the harder it is for you to fall asleep and get into the deep sleep. So it's crazy how many people are going to have a hard time with that, me included. I've been trying to do less and less, and it's that dopamine hit, right? You almost get addicted. Well, you get addicted to your phone because of that dopamine hit. So it's crazy to cut that out. It's really tough.
Yeah. And then we have our weekly physical challenge. So 1 test each week. So how many push-ups can you do? 1 mile run time, something that you're going to track your growth with. Okay.
We wouldn't put the body like balance tests here, right? Because we don't want to do that necessarily weekly, do we?
No.
Gotcha. For sure.
Yeah. We'll come up with something else for that. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll do more research.
Yep. Always growing, always living, always learning.
And the one that I love the most, which I actually got the idea from our wrestling coach, is the 100 push-ups per day challenge. And this is just really to test your grit and push you past your comfort zone. And our goal here is sets until failure. So you do as many push-ups as you can until you fail. Get a short rest, then back to it. And then you don't stop until you hit 100.
I wonder if we should change the way that's phrased. Do you think like 100 push-ups a day, someone might be like, oh, I can do 10 here, 10 here, 10 here every hour. And then I have in 10 hours, I did 100
So
push-ups.
we can just do a 100 push-up challenge.
Yeah.
Every day.
Complete. Yeah. Right. 100 push-ups in one sitting. I don't know. However, we'll get to it.
Yeah. More work.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. I'll live it, laugh it, love it.
Live it, laugh it, love it, baby.
So anyways, so those are your rules, right? So these are the rules that you have to abide by. And for the 60-day challenge, if you miss any one of these, then you have to start over at the beginning of the 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then the game plan is live forever, right? So you get done with this and you keep these habits. So we've built these habits over the last 60 days and you just keep going because that's how we should live our life.
And if you think about it too, any habit forming, whatever, you're not going to be able to form a habit and continue it in a week. It just does. That's not the way the brain works. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. So when you give you that LIVIT 30 and you're adding a couple things in every week versus adding all of it in the beginning and just trying to remember everything and also find the time and structure your life in a different way, having week by week, adding a couple things in, and then that kind of pushing you or like lifting you into the 60-day challenge, the whatever part is huge. Because it's not going to be sustainable or successful, like we said, without having that implementation piece. So I think that's one of the coolest things because a lot of the other challenges, and I'm pretty sure like even the 75 hard, they give you maybe not quite as many things. So ours might be more comprehensive, but they just kind of have you from day one, just do everything that we said, 5 or 6, whatever things a day, do it right now. It's like, I mean, I could do 1 or 2 of these things, but I'm really busy. I don't know how to, and then it kind of can set you up to fail in some instances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I love it. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So now how this works is we're going to start the challenge on, what did we say, September 2nd?
Yep, Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So we start with mindset, which is the easiest one to kind of put in.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll give you about a week. I think you were mentioning something about don't just dive into blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Earlier. So anyways, you'll start with mindset, and that's when we're going to get like our 1 rep maxes and stuff for the workout. Okay, so you start your mindset, you start journaling, you write down your goals, you figure out how you want to do it, you read through everything, make sure you have a plan in place, all of that fun stuff. And then you'll start week 2 with your training. So week 1 will be about 1 rep. Oh my goodness, dude.
The muscles are on, the brain's off, dude. That activate, I'm telling you, it gets you every time.
Activated my muscles.
My muscles.
My muscles. So you will start your mindset week 1. You will get your 1 rep maxes. You will learn all of the stuff that's within this. And then week 2, you will start your exercise program, which we can also provide that depending on how you want to do it, right? Everyone's going to be a little bit different. If you don't want ours, that's totally fine. You are going to get it anyways. So you'll start that. And then you kind of just move through it. So you have your workout plan built for you. You have your nutrition, your lifestyle stuff built out for you. And then all you need to do is get your supplements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always email us at team@livitnation.com, right?
Yeah. And we do want to start a Facebook group.
Yep.
So you can join the Facebook group and ask questions to other people that are in there.
Right.
I don't know how busy it's going to be from day one. Like, I mean,
be one of the top people, right? Be one of the initial people. Then we can give you maybe a star one day. I don't know how that works.
People give us stars.
Oh, what can we give them like a fan badge, right? Because like if you make a page, you can give them, you can have top fan badge.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a picture of me.
With his muscles.
My muscles. So, any questions or anything you want to add?
I think that was pretty solid, honestly.
So again, on September 2nd, we will launch all of this. We're going to have a landing page that you're going to go to. You can buy your supplements, or if you just want to get all of the other stuff to start with your lifestyle stuff, it's all set up right there on that landing page. Download it all. We'll actually probably email it to you. We are going to email it to you.
Sure. Yeah.
I said that earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to email it to you, so you'll get all these assets. And then you start living it with us, and we're going to do it too.
Yep, absolutely.
Jake's going to have a baby, so he's going to have a hard time.
It's going to be and Mark's going to not have to drink, so he's going to have probably the hardest time.
Yeah. Mark's not an alcoholic. I think we should preface that. He's a retired man who just likes to have a cocktail once in a while.
He has nothing better to do in his entire life other than spend 6 hours crafting the perfect cocktail every single day.
And he only has one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, September 2nd, we launch all this stuff. We're gonna have a landing page. You can go on there, you can download or you'll get emailed everything. If you do the supplements as well, it's kind of baked into the whole program, right? So it is beneficial to do the supplements. If you have the supplements already, you can still join in with us. Yeah,
absolutely.
Any thoughts?
I'm pumped.
I'm super stoked.
It's gonna be it's gonna be cool.
What goal are you gonna go for? What goal are you gonna go for?
I feel like in general, well, my goal has always been a little bit of like trimming up, maybe like a body fat goal type deal might be a go-to. But I definitely, I've noticed that since I've been further out of like high school sports and whatnot, and getting into like my typical workout style was not as athletic based. So I feel like I want to get a little bit better. So some goal maybe around athleticism. I don't know. Like one of my goals has been, and this is a lofty goal, so it probably won't be in the 90 days, but I want to be able to hit a consistent 7-minute mile. And I've had it a couple times, but not like every time. And then my big goal is I'd love to run a 7-minute mile consistently for 3 miles. I'd love to hit a 3K or a 5K in like, well, that 20 is 3.2. So maybe 21 to 23 minutes would be pretty sweet. So that would be maybe like a beginner goal to catapult me into that.
It's crazy how things changed. When we first started talking, you were like, I want to be strong and lift a lot of weights. Like, I want to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I want to which is how everyone should want to be. So yeah, right. I'm in support of that.
My goal is to be able to take Matt down and pin him on the wrestling mat.
We might both be dead by then.
I'll just wait until, because you're what, 35 years older than me, so I'll just wait until you're
35 years older than you.
5 years older than me. I'll wait until you start having a bad hip. Mine's 5 years younger, so then I'll just, I'll bide my time. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
We'll get there.
So it'll be fun. So I'm super excited. Mark, what's your goal? You put it in the private chat. We'll announce your goal too.
Yeah.
Probably build. Oh, you've been chatting here and I haven't read any of this. Why is it? Have you been getting notifications in the private chat, Mark?
Kind of, but the way my screen is, it's kind of small, so I had to blow everything up. So I was kind of ignoring Mark for the most time.
So Mark says a few things here. We're going to mention some of the things as he's tidying in his goals. So those other plans, those other things aren't really based on physiology. It's just based on do these things, right? Just push. I think you said that, Jake. Some of the other stuff he said, hello, back to topic. Okay. All right. Talk about how we base ours.
Based on physiology 3 times.
Based on physiology.
That is one thing that we've kind of said a lot, even before this part. Yes. It is based on, and that's why the supplements are the way they are. That's why they're baked into the system for that recovery, for that protein, for the HMB and the creatine, for the hydration, which is one thing that, you might get a pre-workout and a protein powder, which protein is not as effective as amino acids at stimulating muscle protein synthesis. We've talked about it, but we also have that heavy hydration in the supplements to keep you hydrated, to help shuttle in the creatine and all the other factors to keep you recovered. And a lot of other supplements don't have that, so it's really is, again, with Matt knowing super in depth as much as he knows, and then kind of I helped a little bit, but like devising these things to help your body run the way it should, just better.
Yeah. His quote, thoughts are things have mass has gravity attracts things.
Yes. And so by attracting things, I think he means the tractor beam that I was talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's on top of that. 3 sport athletes in high school. That's a great question. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to work out in the mornings and then have practice in the afternoon. So how I see it is you can fit all of this stuff in there. There's really only one sport where you can't lift during the season. Do you know what I mean? And not have, you know what I mean? Like wrestling is really the only sport where like,
oh, sure,
lifting is not like the best thing in the world.
Right.
You're still going to lift, but it's just not the same kind of lifting.
Right. So it's kind of a lot of like those combat sports, jiu-jitsu, MMA. You're not really lifting a ton. You're just like, it's body weight stuff by throwing people around and drilling and stuff like that.
And if you're in like, say football, right? Or something like that, like know your timing. Like if you know when your games are. So make sure you're recovered. If you're doing all the recovery stuff, you should be back to where you should be. And take care of yourself. How does someone go through all 4 goals if they are constantly in sports? Nobody should be constantly in sports.
In all honesty, because you have that recovery period. If you're going from one to the next, you can do it and you're only probably going to do it for 4 years because you're in high school and you're only in high school for so long. But I mean, you can do it and it's been done, and but it's not optimal. And that's kind of, I think, where
Well,
our
who's
system
doing
is.
stuff in the summer?
I mean, who knows, club sports and whatnot. I don't know what sports. I've been far removed from high school sports, but I know baseball was sometimes in the summer. Soccer sometimes too.
No, soccer's in the fall.
Soccer's in the fall. Yeah.
If you're a man. Women, I think, is in the female or in the spring.
Women's in the female division. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, never know these days. Yeah, that's a great question. And then you would just pick the maintenance, or if you want to build, like, it depends. Remember, these are just you're in the sport, right? Like I said, wrestling's the main sport where it's like, unless you're a heavyweight, for instance, that would still, you could do the build. Or if you are remember, it was designed for wrestlers. So we looking at the wrestling in mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to build and you're heavyweight, you could probably still build. If you're up a weight class, you could still build. So there's all of that stuff. And that's just based around the nutrition piece of that, right? So if you're in the sport, like say wrestling, you're going to a wrestling practice every day, or you're competing at an event, or you're doing something almost every day. So that covers your 45-minute workout. Then you just have to keep eating the right way. So eating clean is what you're really shooting for. Making sure you take care of your mindset, making sure you're taking care of you don't have to do the lift if you're in season. The lift is an out of season lift.
Yeah.
We do have some other stuff that we're going to do in season, but it is wrestling specific. Yeah, that's what it is. So does that answer your question, Mark? So if you're in a season you're getting practice, so you should be working out every day. So you should still be able to do the LIVIT 60 or LIVIT 90. You don't have to do a lift.
Yep.
Yeah. So your body, you take care of your body, make sure you're recovering. It's not just about lifting. You're getting your practice, you're getting your exercise from your practice, and making sure you're primed, and making sure you're eating all the right food and doing all the right things. That's what the challenge is about. It's not just about lifting. We throw the lift in as a benefit to people who are in their off seasons to gain muscle or do whatever they're trying to do. So that makes sense? Perfect. Oh, he just nods his head like, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Oh, is it me or Mark?
Mark.
Oh, okay. I was like, I nodded my head too, but I get it.
Yeah. Okay. With that being said, make sure you check that out. We'll have some stuff coming out for Tuesday. And anything you want to add?
I think we hit everything. What's that?
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, you do anything fun?
I like a weird, it's like Happy Labor Day. It's like the day the government gave us off. Like,
hey, take what you can get, baby.
That's true.
It's a day I don't have to go to work.
It's not like Christmas. We're like, Merry Christmas. It's like Thanksgiving. It's like, no, this is just the day that we celebrate because the government's like, you don't have to work.
Yeah, right. It's funny that's Labor Day. It's work day, but don't go there.
Yeah. So. Anyways, with that being said, make sure you keep an eye on what we're doing. We've had a bunch of testimonials pouring in as well, so make sure you're checking. Did you see the one by John?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was super cool.
Best jiu-jitsu practice of his life
ever.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. With that being said, keep on learning and enjoy the journey.